Hey YouTube, this is Uncle Shorty with Uncle Shorty's Bassin. Uh, we're back today, gonna do some more airbrushing. I'm gonna be painting this S-Crank from Backwater Outfitters. Um, these are one of my favorite crankbaits to throw in the springtime. Um, I'll put a link to Backwater Outfitters in my description. I actually just placed an order with them, I think yesterday. I was messaging with them today. So I should be getting that next week sometime. So looking forward to getting that. Today we're going to paint a crappie pattern. So first thing you want to do is get that bill taped off. And then we're going to be putting a base coat on. We're going to do the base coat of white. Crappie pattern is a little tricky to do. They're not a lot to them, but they are a tricky bait to match. But we're going to do what we can and see how this comes out. Alright, so let's get started. Let's get this white, get it fully covered. So like I said in the last video, you want to make sure you get it fully covered. And if it takes a couple coats, then it takes a couple coats. But usually with these wicked colors, you can get the cover in one pass or one coat. And I like to hold my easy helpers in my hand. Kind of makes it easy to be able to turn it around here. Alright, looks good. I'm going to heat set that and we'll move on to the next color. Alright, so now that we got that first base coat heat set, we're going to move on and we're going to do some pearl plum on the belly, just a little bit. They do kind of have a little bit of purple on them, crappie on the bottom. Kind of throughout the bait, it's kind of real subtle. So we're going to put this down first and kind of build over it. Not every layer are we going to heat set because you don't always need to do that. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. The reasons I don't is I like my paints to kind of blend together sometimes. And if you don't heat set it, it kind of helps them blend together. So the paints will kind of dry as one rather than a hard line. So we're going to kind of just real lightly, kind of just sporadic with this purple. We're going to kind of go over it with other colors so it'll kind of fade out, but we're just going to go real light on the sides, a little bit on the top, just enough to where you kind of see it come through. Alright, yep, and from there, like I said, we're not gonna heat set this one. I'm just gonna clean out my airbrush here. Move on to the next color. Alright, so next we're going to make some Hauser light green and some Wicked opaque white. I mix those together in a little plastic cup. A little cup like this. I do that a lot where I'll mix a couple of different colors to kind of make a specific color that I want to make. And then I'll mix them together until I get, you know, the color or the consistency that I'm looking for. We're going to take this and we're going to spray it from about the middle, and we're going to cover the top. So this is going to give us a nice under base to start on for the top. And then we're going to start adding some blues, a little bit of blue underneath. Yes, I like this color. It's a nice flesh color. Get that to fade down a little bit in the front. Yeah, out here in Washington we got a lot of crappie in our lakes, and I think, you know, pretty much all over the country there's crappie. This is going to be specifically a black crappie, but there's white crappie. There's multiple different types, I believe. But mostly we have black and white crappie out here. So now we got this covered. We're going to be adding some blues. I'm gonna get that heat set, because I want that to be dry. So we're gonna heat set that and move on to the next color. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some. This color, the label actually got ripped off, but it's a wicked like finial green. The number is 0009. It's kind of like a turquoisey green, kind of a tricky color. But we're gonna add this to the top in just a real light coat. When I'm painting, sometimes what I like to do is I'll print a couple pictures off just as like a reference. A couple different styles of the same kind of fish, you know, and I'll use, you know, part of this picture and part of that picture, you know, or you know, if I catch one, I'll take a picture of it and I'll use that, zoom in on it, and kind of try to pick different colors out of each little picture I take. So a few of the pictures that I'm noticing is it has this like bright green throughout the top of it, just real lightly, and then it has darker colors on top of it. So now we put our light colors down as the base. We're going to come in with some a little bit brighter, darker colors now on top of those. You always want to start light and put dark on top of light. You never want to go dark and then light. It's a little bit harder. I don't want to say never. It's just a little bit harder. So light to dark. So we're going to add this green to the top and a little bit to the sides here. Just real light, nothing, not real thick. Blend that down. So now we got kind of our three colors here a little bit, and then we're gonna blend all that together here in just a bit. So now we're gonna flip it over, do the same to this side. Hit that back. Make sure we got everything. Alright. Now we got this bright color there. You know, when I'm watching videos, well, like, you know, I never try to copy exactly what the person's doing. I try to take what they're doing and use my own twist to it, or you know, because I try not to have the same baits out there. I try to make my own, have my own look. Even when I do the same pattern myself, like the next time I do this crappie pattern, it won't look anything the same. Or if I'm doing bluegill ones, they won't look the same. So yeah, so you want to take suggestions from different people and kind of make that bait your own. I'm going to heat set this one actually right now, and then we're gonna throw in some light blues, a little bit darker blues. Then we're gonna wrap the bait and do a few other things to it, and go from there. So I'm gonna heat set this, and I'll be back. Alright, so after heat setting that, what I think we're actually gonna do here is get this bait wrapped in this tool first. And this tool you can buy at any hobby store. Comes in a big roll. The main thing you want to do here is keep this tight as you're wrapping it. You gotta mess with it, pull it around, tuck it, whatever you gotta do to keep it tight. But the main thing is keeping that tight against your bait, so that way you can pull it down on all sides and keep that tight against your bait here. So I'm gonna get this finished up, and then we'll start spraying. Alright, so now that we got that tool on, we're gonna throw a couple colors on there kind of quick, back to back. The first one we're gonna throw is celery green. I reduced it down a little bit, just about 2 drops or so. It's a little bit thicker of a paint, but we're just gonna add a little bit. We're gonna try to stay towards the middle and back with this color. Noticing that this I don't know, light brown green color is more towards the back of the bait, and in the front is a little more blue colors. So we're gonna stay, and we're just gonna go a little bit, just kind of sporadic. The thing about this bait is, or this fish is, it's tough to paint because there's so many different colors, and they're kind of spotted. There are some stripes, but they're multicolored and spots. So we're gonna just wrap this tool, throw some of this color on there, on the top. We're gonna stay, remember, halfway and to the back. Once we take this tool off, it'll give us some nice lines there. Might have wanted to add a little more reducer. Like I said, this is a thick paint, so my airbrush isn't liking it too much. But yeah, so we're gonna add, maybe blend it forward a little bit. Don't mind that compressor. Alright, so you can kind of see that there a little bit. And we're not going to heat set that, we're just going to jump straight into our next color, which is going to be a light blue. As soon as that compressor kicks off, alright. So yeah, so this light blue is called Shoreline. I actually mixed that with a little bit of white because I wanted this to be super light. And we're going to take this and we're going to keep it towards the front of the bait and up. We'll probably blend it back a little bit just to mix in with that last color that we did. Yeah, so we'll just blend that back. This is another thin bait, or thick paint that I also reduced with the reducer. You can probably hear it. But this, right now it's not looking like much, but at the end we'll get it all to come together. Once we get this tool taken off, right now we're just adding the base coat to the bottom. You always got to have that picture of your final outcome and just believe in yourself. Know that you can pull it together, and nothing's wrong out there in the world. In the lakes, no fish is perfect. No fish has perfect stripes, perfect lines, perfect dots, perfect colors. So if you make a mistake on your bait, don't stress about it too much. You can always correct it, or just leave it. Alright, so now we got that done. I think I'm gonna throw a little dark, let's throw a dark color on here. Let's throw some moss green, because their backs are super dark. So we're gonna throw some dark color on this bait now. I was gonna save that all for the end, but we're gonna throw a little bit of dark on this moss green while we have this tool, because we're gonna add another wrap to this here after we take this off. Yeah, their backs are super dark. Alright, so we got some blues, we got some tans, we got some greens, we got some purples. A little bit of everything right now for this start. This isn't your conventional crappie, but I think this is going to turn out awesome. Just do a little bit more on the back there. Don't forget to hit the far back. Maybe we'll tone down some of this purple a little bit with some of this green. The purple standing out quite a bit. Alright, so let me heat set all this, and then we'll take this tool off together, and then what we'll do is we'll wrap it again in some other lace material stuff, and then we're gonna put the black on. We're gonna put those black dots that they have. They're you know what they're known for, those black dots and those crappies. So we're gonna get those going, and so I'll get back to you. Let me heat set this. Alright, so now that we got that heat set, let's get this all pulled off here. Alright, we got a little bit of pattern there. Not quite as dark as I would have liked it, but we're gonna come in. We're gonna wrap it up again with another type of lace. We're gonna throw some black on it, and then we're gonna add some other colors maybe. We'll see how it looks after we add that black to it. So let's get it wrapped up. We're gonna throw this type of lace on it this time. I'm not sure exactly what this is called, but you can pick it up anywhere, any kind of fabric store. Same thing, you want to get it to be nice and tight all the way around the base, all the way to the back. Keep it nice and tight. So let me get that hooked up, and then we'll get started. Alright, so now that we got that wrapped up, we're going to throw some detail sepia into the brush. We're going to throw this kind of all over the bait. Well, not all over, kind of from the gill back. Because once again, looking at all the pictures, or most of the pictures, all the black dots are from here back, from the back of this like gill right here and back. A little bit on the top here, but they don't really have it on their face. So we'll keep it here. And not real dark. We're gonna come back with some jet black and throw some big black dots on it. They have multiple layers on these fish, which is the tricky part to them. We'll darken up this top here. And your bait always looks darker when they're wrapped in stuff like this than they are when you take it off. So kind of keep that in mind. You might think it's really dark when it's not. You can go as much or as little as you want, but layers, remember layers. Like I said, these fish have multiple layers on them. Alright, I'm going to heat set that. We'll take these layers off, or take this lace off, and then we'll throw some jet black big dots on them sporadically throughout the body. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, so now we got that lace taken off and heat set, we're going to add some big spots to them with some pearl black. So I got the stencil here. Let me scoot this back a little bit. I got this stencil here. It's made to go like this on your bait. And that would work, I think. It's got a lot of spots there, but they're too, there's too much of a pattern there. So I want it to be a little more sporadic. So I'm gonna turn this, and I'm just gonna hit some of these, not all of them. I can always add some more. So we're just gonna start here. See how I can do this so you guys can see. Alright, hey, sorry about that. My battery died. So yeah, so we're just gonna add these black dots just sporadically throughout the bait. We want these ones to be pretty dark. Give them a little something different. blacken up the eyes here. I always like to make my bait's eyes nice and black like that. Makes the eyes really pop. Blacken up the mouth. Some of these spots got smeared, and that was my own fault. But that's alright. Like I said, nothing in nature is perfect. Got a little bit of black there. And I think I'm gonna heat set this, let my compressor stop. Alright, now that compressor's stopped, we're gonna keep going here. We're gonna darken up the top here. Like I said, the tops of them are real dark. You can still see through it. You can still see those bottom layers. Main thing is being able to see those bottom layers through there. And just building up all the different colors. Hopefully that's coming through on the video. But alright, I think we're good on this bait. Now I'm just going to heat set everything. We'll choose some eyes, and then we're going to dip it into some KBS clear coat, and we're good. Alright, so now we're going to be picking some eyes, and what I've been noticing is a lot of the eyes are like a red orangish color. So I think we're going to go with this like neon pink reddish color. It's going to stand out. It's going to give this bait a little flair, a little something for the fish to see as it's swimming by. You want to try to make the eyes look as natural as you can, or as close to what the real eyes look like. And like I said, what I've been noticing is a lot of the eyes are like a red orange color, which is kind of weird, but that's what it is. So I'll get these popped on, then we're gonna get it set up to dip after we take the tape off. So get these eyes set. Be careful not to scratch your bait. This guy's fighting me. Alright. So we're gonna get the tape off. Get him dipped. Hopefully you guys can see those colors. After you dip them, you can really see all the colors start to really pop and shine through. Yeah, hopefully you can see all these colors shining through. But yep, alright, so let me get the tape off, we'll get the KBS going, get her dipped. Alright, we got the KBS all set up, and we got our bait hung. What you want to do is, you also want to have a little tail tag here, because you're going to put this on here, right through there, as soon as you dip it. So we're going to go in, you're going to dip the whole bait, bill and all. Get it dipped all the way down. All the way up. Let it drip a little bit, get all the excess. like that. And after it drips, then we're just gonna hang it up. Wait till tomorrow. Takes about 24 hours to cure. But yeah, there you go. That's my how-to on a crappie pattern. Hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe learned a little something. You know, you just take this and make it your own. This is a fun thing that I like to do, and mess around with different ideas and patterns and colors. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. Also go over and check out Legion of Bass, LOB. It's a group YouTube channel. It's for anybody who makes YouTube videos and wants to share them. You can send it over to Legion of Bass, or the Legion of Bass at Gmail. You can shoot an email. You can send over a video. We'll post it. It's a growing channel, and if you guys can get over there, also like and subscribe that. And there's lots of videos to come, and hope you guys enjoy. This is Uncle Shorty's Bassin', and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Appreciate it.